Hello, this is Daniel Thomas Andrew Daly. This video is an introduction to Karaite Adamide-Noahide faith. An introduction to Karaite Adamide-Noahide faith. Okay. What is Karaite Adamide-Noahide faith? First of all, we believe in God, the Creator. We believe that God created the world, this planet Earth, and that He formed the stars and the sun and the planets and the celestial bodies that inhabit this universe. We believe that the teaching for this creation is found in the Hebrew Bible, which is also known as the Jewish Bible, in Genesis chapter 1, the first book of the Bible, Genesis chapter 1. That's where it's found. Now, Karaite Judaism is a branch of Judaism which follows just the Hebrew Bible as its religious book and which it calls Scripture. The other main branch of Judaism is the Orthodox and conservative sort of branches which add in the Talmudic literature, the Talmud, which they call the oral law, the Mishnah, which they call the oral law, which apparently goes back to Moses. In Karaite faith, we reject the claim that the oral law goes back to Moses. That's rejected. And because it's rejected, it's rejected that the notion that the Talmud is really a divine document, not really considered because the word of the Lord is absent from it. Generally, we don't really have anything to do with the Talmud. Okay. So it's just the Hebrew Bible. Now, that's what a Karaite follower is, a follower of the Hebrew Bible, which is the Jewish Bible, the Hebrew Bible, also known as the Tanakh. The Tanakh is an acronym for the three sections of the Hebrew Bible: the Torah, or the law, the Nevi'im, or the prophets, the Ketuvim, or the writings. So that's what Karaite Adamide-Noahide faith bases as its scripture, the Tanakh. Now, we are also Adamide-Noahide. Adamide denotes descent from the first man, Adam and Eve, and Noahide denotes descent from the 10th man, Noah. Adam, Seth, Enosh, Canaan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah. They are the first 10 patriarchs from which modern mankind descends in their birth orders, and that's shown in Scripture, in Genesis chapter 5. I call them the Deciarchs, 10 patriarchs. Now, an Adamide-Noahide is not a child of Abraham, is not a descendant of Abraham or a descendant of the Jewish people. Their covenant for Abraham is found in Genesis chapter 15 and chapter 17, and the covenant for Israel is found in Exodus 24. They have a separate covenant which is for the religion of Judaism and other branches which they call the name. Our religion is for the covenant God has with Noah, which is for all mankind after the flood. There was a flood. Early Genesis teaches that there was a flood which God caused to destroy the sinful wickedness amongst the children of men. That mankind in the early days had turned to wickedness, and God brought a flood, and He destroyed mankind. Apart from Noah, who He called to build the ark, and to bring his family and animals which God gathered onto the ark to save the world. We believe that literally. We might not ascribe every detail in the scripture as 100% fact, but generally the sense of it is acknowledged. There was a flood, the animals were brought on the ark, and the details are approximately correct. It's a very ancient document. We don't know exactly where they got the information, but it's true in our reckoning. The key passages of Scripture we follow from the Hebrew Bible are Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 to Genesis chapter 11 verse 9. From Adam and Eve through to the Tower of Babel incident. That brings a history of Adam and Eve, their marriage, their temptation and fall, the Cain and Abel story, the genealogies, the life of Noah, the flood, and after the flood, the spreading of mankind's sons of Noah to become the nations of mankind in the Tower of Babel. After that, after Genesis chapter 11 verses 1 to 9, that's the Tower of Babel incident. After that, it starts going into Abraham, which is a covenant for the Abrahamic people, which ultimately forms Judaism. We're not Jewish. We're Noahide. We're not Jewish. I'm not circumcised. I'm not descended from Abraham. I'm a Karaite Noahide. I'm not a Karaite Jew. I'm a Karaite Noahide, descended from Noah. Because only Noah was saved, and his three sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Noah's wife and the wives of his sons, we all descend in this modern era from Noah. So that's where the term Noahide comes from, of the tribe of Noah, of the family of Noah. And because Adamide-Noahide is just an approximation for the term descent from those Deciarchs, from those 10 patriarchs. Mankind descended from Adam through Noah, as it is today, who are not Abrahamic. So followers of the Hebrew Bible for mankind. Now, we don't follow the Abrahamic portion of the Bible and the rest of the Tanakh, because it's not commanded to us anywhere in the Tanakh. None of that teaching is commanded to us. The prophet Isaiah says that Israel serves as a light to the nations of the example of the law, and if we voluntarily, we can choose to learn from that law, but it's not technically applicable. There are no commandments in the rest of the Tanakh beyond Genesis chapter 11 which are applied to mankind. In Israel, a Noahide should observe a form of the law, a form of Torah, while resident in the Holy Land of Israel. But beyond the borders of the land of Abraham, which is from the river of Egypt to the great river Euphrates talked of in Genesis, in the Noahide world, only the Rainbow Torah, which is Genesis 1:1 to Genesis 11:9, a term I've coined, applies. So essentially, we follow the religious teachings of the Rainbow Torah, Genesis 1:1 to Genesis 11:9. That's the core of Karaite Adamide-Noahide faith, that section of Scripture. The Hebrew Bible for mankind, what applies to mankind. Now, I've picked up that chain from Noah to me today. There are Talmudic Noahides who follow the 7 laws of Noah from the Talmud. I view that as a heresy. Karaite Noahides view that as a heresy. We don't follow the Talmudic Noahide faith. Not much more to say, we reject the Talmud anyway. I'm the next chain in Noah for Karaite Noahidism. There isn't other Karaite Noahide movements. I'm it. I've developed the advancing Noah movement, which is Karaite Adamide-Noahide faith. And I've taught sermons and religious material, comedy, music, and I've written the Angel Saga, which comprises mainly of the Chronicles of the Children of Destiny, but other things as well. That's a pseudepigrapha. It's based on biblical characters, but it's fictional. That's at noahidebooks.angelfire.com, the Noahide Books website. All of this material has been developed for the Advancing Noah movement and also for the Karaite Adamide-Noahide world community. Essentially, what are we about? Promoting monotheism, promoting world lawfulness, promoting world peace, promoting a godly lifestyle, keeping busy with life, and getting on with things. Family, unity, society, togetherness. The essential core morals of moral religion based on a lawful conduct is essentially what we represent when all comes down to it. There are more videos detailing what we would go on about. There's the introduction to Karaite Adamide-Noahide faith principles of the Rainbow Torah 1 and 2 so far. And to see what the Rainbow Torah teaches, you can watch those videos. They're next in the sequence. But essentially, that's a basic introduction to what Karaite Adamide-Noahide faith is all about. The faith and religious practices of Noah himself we continue to emulate. Thank you.